What's up, YouTube? I recently got back from a trip to South Dakota and Montana, and while I was in South Dakota I stopped off at the Big Thunder gold mine and picked up a bag of this here pay dirt. So today we're going to run this to the gold cube, and then we're going to clean up our concentrates on this Cleanup Buddy sluice. I picked this thing up a little while ago and haven't got a chance to use it yet, so today we're going to give it a go and we're going to see how much gold is in this bag. Rather than set up the trommel, we're just going to dump this bag onto this classifier here. We're going to wet classify into this bucket, and then we're going to just run it through the gold cube. So what I'm going to do is just pour this in that classifier there. And we're just going to use the hose that I have over here to rinse all that off. Make sure we got everything out of there. I don't want any gold being stuck on the bottom of that bag. Okay, we'll just put it on shower. We'll just do a nice wet classification. Okay, that's what we pulled out with the classifier. So now I'm going to dump that bucket off. We'll fire the gold cube up. Okay, we'll throw a little jet dry into the recirculating setup. Let that flow through for a minute. This is actually fairly gravelly, so we're gonna let that jet dry has had a chance to circulate through there. Just start feeding the gold cube. This can handle quite a bit, but I'm just going to give it the slow feed. These dream mats in here have really been a blessing. They've helped reduce the cons that I have to clean up at the end down by quite a bit. I still have the conveyor mat for the third tray. I have a lot of faith in that mat. I've got a lot of experience with it, and it doesn't hurt to just have a different style mat rather than the same all the way through. I was actually hoping to get a tour of the Big Thunder mine, but when I went there, it was bad timing on my part. They just so happened to be having a day where a lot of school kids were coming in and doing tours of the mine, so there weren't any available spots. So unfortunately, I did not actually get to go down into the mine, but consolation prize is this bag of pay dirt. I'm really curious to see what we end up with out of this as far as gold goes. Don't know if it'll be mostly flour or if there'll be a nice mixture. It'd be nice if there was a picker in here. Nice even water flow across the mats. It's cool to watch these dream mats in action. You can see all the small stones kind of swirl around in them for a little bit before they eventually get carried away. We're down to the last couple of scoops here in this bucket, so it won't be long now. We'll be doing our clean out. Something so nice and peaceful about just feeding the gold cube. Kind of therapeutic almost. Now that the bucket is empty, I'm going to let the gold cube run for a couple minutes to wash out some of the lighter materials. After that, we'll clean on up, and then we'll have to get the Cleanup Buddy sluice set up and clean up our cons. Okay. I think we're ready to go ahead and cut that. Set that top tray off. And I'll just take each tray out over here to our cleanup station. and I'll use the hose to just kind of spray the mat out gently. Being very careful not to lose anything. That looks clean to me. I'll just do the same for the rest of these. Being careful not to dump the mat at all. And then we'll dump the rest of it here onto the setup that I have over here with the classifier or the pan underneath of it. And I think what I'll do is I'll use this hose to just kind of gently rinse this out. Oh, it's so much nicer when you have a hose available. Out in the field prospecting, you don't always necessarily have that kind of luxury. I'll put this into a pan and knock it back, the stuff that's in this classifier, just in case there is any bigger pieces in there. But I'm expecting that the majority of our gold will be in that pan now, and that's what we'll run for the Cleanup Buddy sluice. The gold cube does a phenomenal job of concentrating that down. So now we just have a little bit of material left that we're going to teaspoon into the Cleanup Buddy, and we're going to see how much gold we ended up with out of that bag. Right off the bat, there's a few things that I noticed that I really like about this, even before I'm getting started using it. Number one is the angle's not adjustable. All you have to do is have it on a flat surface and level, and the angle is set. So that's nice. It kind of takes the guesswork out of it. Another thing that's pretty cool is it does have a water level indicator on the unit itself, so you can tell real quickly whether you have enough or too little water. I really like the fact that the pump is kind of built into this one, and it has a regulator for flow on the back, so that's really nice. It's adjustable flow, and it's got this bubble level built in as well. So everything about this is just built for simplicity and ease. So I'm really excited to try this thing out. This is the smallest version. They make a medium-sized version and then a long version. So we'll see if the small version is good enough for what we're doing. And I know one thing for sure, these dream mats are awesome and they do catch gold. So let's get this set up and let's run some material through it. Okay, slight change of plans. I wanted to use the clear tub because it's a little bit smaller and easier to handle, but it wasn't level on the bottom. So I had to swap out for the jet sled. Okay, let me get a little toothbrush. Okay, we got that flow dialed down a bit now. Make sure I got all the air bubbles out. You have air bubbles in your mat, the gold can't get down into the pocket and it just flows right over it. So that's why we rub the air bubbles out. Okay, looks like we got the air bubbles out of it. Time for our first little spoonful, huh? We'll set our material right up there. We'll just spoon it in. Okay. Anytime you're running cleanup sluice, slow is the name of the game. You don't want to overfeed your sluice, otherwise you end up blowing out gold. Well, so far so good. I'll pan through the tailings at the end too, just to see if we did end up losing any. Well, it feeds nice and good. Oh yeah, I can see a couple of nice pieces of gold in there already. There's a nice piece there. There's a nice piece there. Who knows what's hidden in the mat too. Yeah, I've been really impressed with these dream mats so far. Having them in my gold cube, I know they're catching good gold. Hardly anything ever makes it down to the third mat. I have a lot of faith in it, in this cleanup buddy as well. At some point, I may get the longer one. I think they call it the Boss or something like that, but this one's nice and cheap. You can pick these up for under $100. And actually, in the description of this video, there'll be an affiliate link, and if you click that affiliate link and put an order in through Prospector's Dream, you'll actually get $5 off your order with promo code MyMichiganAdventures. So if you're in the market for a cleanup buddy like you see here, or some mats for your gold cube, or really any number of items that you might be needing for gold prospecting, why don't you check them on out. ProspectorsDream.com. Alright, just about down to the bottom of it here. I'm going to feed that last little bit in, and then we'll get the camera, I'll focus in, and I'll show you what I'm seeing over here. And then what I'll do is I'll pan through this stuff, and we'll check it on out. There's some nice pieces of gold in there. I'll go through those tailings just to make sure we didn't miss anything, but it's looking like the mat was doing its job and catching the gold. Okay, let's cut the water flow to it. We'll get this pan out of the way. We'll swap it out for a pan that we're gonna use to clean out the mat here. Okay. There's a little finger spot right here that you push your finger up through. Grab the mat, pull it out like that, put it right into your pan. What we'll do is we can actually probably turn it back on, and it would just surge the rest of that stuff out. But since I got this handy tub of water right here, we'll just do it that way. And then just go ahead and rinse that mat out. I do have some jet dry in this water. You're definitely going to want jet dry when you're running your sluice, and also when you're doing the finish panning. Oh yeah. There's decent gold in there. We'll get it all over into the corner, and I'll get the lighter stuff walked back. Black Hills gold right there. Kind of difficult with the camera stand there for me to really capture it and get the good range of motion, but yeah, some nice chunky stuff. There was some nice chunky gold in that bag. Not too bad at all. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm going to go through those tailings, and we're going to see if we ended up with anything that blew out of that mat. Well, I didn't see any gold in there, so we didn't lose anything, which is nice considering how short the mat is. So got everything in that pan there. Definitely bigger than the gold that I'm usually used to here in Michigan though. So I'll be excited to try this thing out with some beach gold and see if it fares just as well. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to hit that thumbs up button and consider becoming a subscriber to my channel. Thanks. We'll catch you in the next video.